Millions of people flock to Las Vegas to spend their time and money on the iconic Las Vegas Strip. But if you're a local, you know there's much more to experience. I'm Danny Beckstrom. Welcome to How to Vegas, your weekly guide to Las Vegas and Southern Nevada. In the next 30 minutes, we'll tell you about places and things locals can enjoy, including a last summer splash, exploring Red Rock Canyon, and a Vegas art competition. Let's get started. A fine art gallery at the Forum Shops at Caesars Palace is currently displaying art from 10 local artists, each a finalist in a competition. It's an outcome that you can help determine. But as 13 Action News' Amy Abdelsayed reports, time is running out.
10 Las Vegas artists, 3 next round spots, and 1 contract up for grabs. Park West Las Vegas is hosting a Made in Vegas art competition, showing top local talent at its flagship location inside Caesars Palace. They are asking people to stop by through Monday, check out the work, and cast your vote to help narrow down the impressive selection to just 3. Gallery director Candice Burgess has a look at the top 10 artists.
Here we have Cody Munier, wonderful sculpturist here. We were so pleased to have him submit. This sculpture, it's almost reminiscent of the Italian Renaissance masters here with his use of detail in the body figure. Next artist up is Neil Portnoy. You would think it is watercolor, but it's actually done with marker. He was able to achieve that level of detail that captured that star quality with just marker. This next artist we have here is Natalie Iris Delgado. Very, very minute detail, getting down to the very, very small feathers and the colors. This one happens to be Ken Flanagan. Here we have a little mix of that beautiful realism, also with that absurdist imagery. It's almost whimsical in quality, yet has quite a different dark mood to it. Here we have Giovanni Morales, and his use is almost Liechtenstein type cartoon, comic book meets pop artworks. Here we have Kat Tatz. Now she is not afraid of her wild use of intense color, as well as breaking out of any constraints here, continuing the artwork on the frame itself. And now Mekya Sketahun, with this intense pop of color as well as that fluid style that I know that many people love to get lost in. And Cassandra James, a very talented portraiture artist. Their other 2 artworks are so fantastic. They're being shown in the Las Vegas City Hall right now. And now you can't help but notice this 3-dimensional artwork of Gina May, where she uses different weighted paper to make these almost geometric, simple, yet very intricate flowers. Here we have Melanie Stimmel. Now these works are so inviting because she almost gives you half of a story, inviting the viewer to come up with the other half as you get lost within the works of art in themselves.
Once the top 3 are chosen, a panel of judges will choose their favorite artist to win a year-long contract with the gallery. For How to Vegas, I'm Amy Abdelsayed.
Autumn will be here before we know it, but Las Vegas is, of course, known for our sizzling summer heat. 13 Action News' Jason Denant shares insider tips on the best places to send summer off with one last splash.
Follow me for some cool spots to enjoy one last summer dip, and Vegas like a local with insider tips. There are a few more weeks left to enjoy the water at Lake Mead before the chilly weather arrives. If you want a good spot at the popular Boulder Beach, you better set your alarm early. It opens daily at 6:30 a.m., and you will find that it fills up quickly, especially on weekends this time of year. If you want to enjoy a hidden cove or more secluded beach, rent a boat or jet ski and venture off on a day away from the crowds. This will also allow you a chance to get up close to the Hoover Dam for that epic photo. Not far from Lake Mead, you will find Lake Las Vegas, another oasis in the desert. This one has an aqua park made of oversized obstacle course and huge slides. Tickets are available through September and can be bought in 45-minute sessions. Here's a tip. One session costs $27 per person. Book online and get a 2-session pass for $37. Double the fun for only $10 more. You can also try the Flyboard Water Jetpack experience. Beginners won't get that wild, but it's still fun. Cowabunga Bay Water Park offers a summer-ending Friday night beach party. For only $24.95, enjoy the park from 4 to 9 p.m. The park will also remain open on weekends through September, and I hear they're going to be announcing a winter-themed event coming soon. Before I go, we all know ice cream is another great treat to cool off on a hot day, but it's also a great treat all year round. Locals know CJ's Italian Ice and Custard is a favorite. From their spicy sandia to brownie sundae, you'll always leave with a smile. My favorite is the blueberry crumble. Yum yum. Till next time, explore Vegas and never be afraid to whip out your Nevada ID and ask, hey, do you offer a local discount? Jason Denant, 13 Action News.
We'll be back with more of How to Vegas after the break. Welcome back to How to Vegas, your weekly look at what there is to see, do, and taste in Las Vegas. For more on things to do around the valley, visit ktnv.com/things to do. Red Rock Canyon is a natural wonder, one you might not expect to see in the desert, and my personal favorite, weekend escape. 13 Action News' Jordan Gartner shows you all of the beauty and hiking trails Red Rock has to offer, just a short drive from the Las Vegas Strip.
Red Rock Canyon is a sight to behold in southern Nevada and gives visitors a first-hand look at the natural beauty found in the Mojave Desert. The Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area is a quick 35-minute drive from the Las Vegas Strip and shows off its own colors that can't be found on Las Vegas Boulevard. The start of the canyon is the Red Sandstone Peaks, where visitors can get several up-close and personal views of the canyon along a 13-mile scenic drive. And there is no shortage of hiking trails at Red Rock Canyon, where 22 different trails can be found just on the scenic drive alone. Officials at the canyon say the Calico Tanks Trail tends to be one of the more popular spots inside the canyon. It shows off the Calico Hills while being one of the first stops on the drive. But not to be overlooked is a high point overlook found at the midpoint of the drive. Visitors are able to see the entire canyon while looking back to the city. And you certainly will not miss the massive White Rock Hills along the drive, located just past the overlook stop. The conservation area is home to desert wildlife, plants, Native American petroglyphs, and a visitor center that captures it all. Visitors can beat the heat by viewing the canyon inside and also find out more on the history of the famous Red Rocks. The canyon is open year-round to visitors, with the most popular visiting times being in spring and fall, where temperatures tend to cool down and drop below the triple-digit mark. Officials say it's best to arrive early and pack smart when enjoying the canyon trails, from wearing proper clothing to, of course, having plenty of water. The Strip has the lights at night, but the Red Rocks are the ones shining bright during the day. Reporting, Jordan Gartner, 13 Action News.
We'll be back with more of How to Vegas after the break. Welcome back to How to Vegas, your weekly look at what there is to see, do, and taste in Las Vegas. For more on things to do around the valley, visit ktnv.com/things to do.
Hi, it's Melinda Shekels, and this is Vegas Eats on KTNV Channel 13, bringing you all of the latest news on dining and drinking around Las Vegas. This week, we have a brand new lounge at Wynn. So the former Parasol Up Lounge is now the Overlook, and the Director of Design and Development over there, Todd Avery Lanahan, has completely reimagined the space into really a very chic European cocktail lounge. And Marina Mercer, who is the resort mixologist, is doing edible aperitif perfumes to go along with these cocktails. So she really identified some very strong, powerful women to name these cocktails after. She has the Naomi, the Evangelista. She also has location-based inspirations like the Amalfi. And with each one of her signature cocktails, as I mentioned, she has an edible aperitif perfume that kind of finishes them off. They're absolutely spectacular. They're beautiful visually and also taste wonderful. They're very layered and have some very interesting spirits in them as well. So she also has a selection of zero-proof mocktails for those of us that don't drink. And then on top of all of that, you can get her collection of classic cocktails as well. One of which, my favorite, is the Brando. So if you're over at Wynn, check out the Overlook, the new lounge that has replaced Parasol up there on the casino floor. Over on the west side, Lanita is now open. Lanita is a brand new cocina and lounge. They are serving refined Mexican food, very interesting dishes there. Some fabulous short rib enchiladas, very cool and tasty steaks, as well as an incredible selection of tequila, also lobster enchiladas, some very delicious Mexican bites over there. It's going to be one of the hottest tickets in town. Definitely a very cool spot in downtown Summerlin. Lanita is now open for reservations. Now, Life is Beautiful is happening very soon. That's the Downtown Music and Arts Festival. Comes every year. Very happy to have them back after a hiatus in 2020. So Life is Beautiful's culinary program will be offering guests, general admission guests, some very special experiences. So if you are a general admission guest, you can take part in their cocktail classes. So every day, 3 times a day, they'll be doing a cocktail school with the team from Starboard Tack, which is a very awesome local bar. They'll be hosting guest mixologists there, some of the top talents in town. And then you can also head over to the Cookout, which is their open fire cooking venue, and that will be hosted by Justin Kingsley Hall. He'll have chefs there from Toddy Shop, Milpas, and other locations around town. He'll be showcasing, obviously, he's from Main Street Provisions. Haleo at the Cosmopolitan will also be there, and it'll be just a really great cookout environment with some of the top talents in town. Now also too, the farm stand for vegans, vegetarians, they have fresh foods, fresh vegetables, all very vegan forward menu there at Life is Beautiful Festival. There's also some special experiences for people that have VIP tickets and what's known as the all-in ticket. So if you're really going all out, you can also take part in their culinary tasting menus, which is called the Omakase Cantina. And the Omakase Cantina will feature chefs like Brian Howard and Gina Marinelli, and then also restaurant Guy Savoy as well. So they're at Life is Beautiful, lots of different culinary options. So I'm Melinda Shekels, and this has been Vegas Eats on KTNV Channel 13.
We'll be back with more of How to Vegas after the break. Welcome back to How to Vegas, your weekly look at what there is to see, do, and taste in Las Vegas. For more on things to do around the valley, visit ktnv.com/things to do.
I'm Michael Yo. I'm a stand-up comedian, and I always perform at the Cellar in Las Vegas at the Rio. Well, I became a comedian because I was on this show called Chelsea Lately, and I was surrounded by comedians, and I was just a reporter for E! At that time. And so many comedians, especially Joe Coy, he's my mentor in comedy, and he was like, you have such great family stories. You need to do stand-up.
She turns around. We make eye contact. I start ugly crying. I'm like, ah!
Comedy is all about what happens to me. I wouldn't say I'm an observational comedian. I talk about what happens in my real life. And my family is all types of colors. We're like the real modern family. You know, my mom's Asian, my dad's black, I'm Blasian, my wife is white, our kids are pandas, black, white, and Asian. Her parents are white, my parents, so you got everything in one. But no matter if I'm talking about my Asian mom, there's somebody out there of a different race gonna be like, oh, his mom is just like my mom. You know, we all deal with the same problems. It's just I'm talking about my problems, and hopefully you can relate to them. And the funny moments that happen with kids. Right now, I got a podcast called The Yo Show where I interview comedians right from the cellar, which is awesome. I'm acting, so I'm in a couple of projects I can't mention right now, but I'm very, very excited about. And just touring the country doing stand-up. I moved to Vegas last year in August. So things opened back up about 3 months ago. So I would say 3 to 4 months I've been performing in Vegas. And it's great because literally everybody in the country, in the world comes to Vegas to watch stand-up, and this club is so legendary. I've actually done shows in other cities, and people that have seen me here come out to those shows when I reach their city, so it's very cool. I want to perform in Australia, London, and for some reason, New Zealand. And of course, I want my mom to take me back to Korea because she promised me she was going to take me to Korea when I was a kid. Never have, Mom. You never did it. I'm still waiting for you to take me to South Korea. That's right. I would love to perform out there. I think it'd be awesome. My best moment on stage, 2 times. 3 times in a row, I went after Seinfeld, which was an amazing feeling as a comic to go after somebody so legendary. And then in LA, I went after Bill Burr and Jim Jeffries, and that just blew me away too. I'm very passionate about breast cancer awareness. My mom has now beat breast cancer 3 times. 3 times. And I mean, she's amazing. She's an amazing woman, and I like to do events centered around breast cancer awareness. So that's my big cause because it's so close to me. As a stand-up comic and an actor, you know, you're gone from home a lot. So when I'm in town, I love them up all day, and then I come to the club at night, but phone's off, and it's all about family when I'm here. My son's 4, my daughter's 1, and my wife, you know, and that's what it's really all about. That's my passion, it's family. Okay, so if you want to see me in Las Vegas, I am always here at the Cellar. All you got to do is check out their schedule, thecomedycellar.com, and you can click on Las Vegas and see if I'm here that week. But if you want to follow me and know what I'm doing, everything on Instagram at Michael Yo. Everything is MICHAELYO. The reason why I spelled out Y-O, because people try to spell it differently. They can't believe it's just Y-O. I've had Y-O-E, Y-E-O, Y-E-O-A. No, it's just Yo. So Facebook, Instagram, everything at Michael Yo.
Thanks for watching How to Vegas. If you missed any part of this week's program, just hit the back button on your remote and scroll down until you see KTNV Digital Exclusives. There, you'll find this show and all of our dedicated streaming content. Stay tuned for more from 13 Action News after the break, and check us out anytime here on KTNV Streaming. Las Vegas news on your time.